All right, welcome back to the channel. Terrence Crawford says that, man, he says, F it. I'm going back to 135 pounds, man. These guys ain't trying to fight me. I don't know if he's serious, but chasing Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis, yeah, you could do that. Or you could do something else. And let's talk about that and what Terrence Crawford had to say primarily in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. First things first, sign up for my Instagram. Okay, if you guys keep regularly come by the channel, definitely check out and follow me on Instagram. I have personal conversations with people in the DM on a daily basis. Invite you to join the Instagram. Now, Terrence Crawford, who is a monster, right? Absolute monster in the ring. I know I vacillate between criticizing him, celebrating him, but hey, that's just kind of like life, you know? Hey, I got a son I love very much, and sometimes he does stuff I love. Sometimes he does stuff that drives me nuts. But it is what it is. That's just life. That's what happens with people. And Terrence Crawford, in my opinion, is the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That is, even though I have Errol Spence Jr. ahead of him because of the competition level and the skill set and overcoming that particular circumstance that he was in, I've got to put Errol Spence up there. However, Terrence Crawford is that dude that people need to see. So when he expresses more frustration, because rightfully so, he's been expressing a lot of frustration these days. Frustration with Errol Spence, frustration with fans, frustrations with Top Rank, frustrations, period. Not frustrations with his bank account, though, because he's getting good guaranteed money. But he's expressing a lot of frustration because people are questioning his resume, questioning who he's fighting, questioning what he's doing forward, right? Going forward. All those good things or all those bad things. But his response has been that, hey, I got to figure out what I'm going to do. And he comes out and he says, well, maybe I'll just go down to 135. So why would you say 135 if we take him seriously right now? I know that I'm reading this. The likelihood of Terrence Crawford going down to 135 pounds, it's not happening. That's just ridiculous. He cannot make 135 pounds. He was starving himself to make 135 pounds 4 years ago, okay? Terrence Crawford can't get down to that. He's not going to try to get down to that. And if he did try to get down to that, he would be the dumbest man on the face of the earth. You let those little dudes come to you. But why didn't he say 2 other things? One is go down to 140 and go get Undisputed back. That is something that could seem like that would be a little easier to do. You don't have to go down as far as the weight. And Jose Ramirez is right there. And Josh Taylor is right there. Why not do that? I'll tell you why he's not going to do that. Because Bob Arum will not give him those fights. Not a chance. No way. I don't believe it. If somebody says that they believe that, prove it to me. I do not believe Terrence Crawford is getting Jose Ramirez or Josh Taylor until Terrence Crawford shows a little bit more ring deterioration. If he deteriorates significantly over the next year, then yes, he'll be able to get those 2 fights because Bob Arum is not in Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, whoever it is making those decisions over there are not going to give the opportunity to Terrence Crawford to go get rid of those 2 young men who they want to build their company off of. If they wanted to build a Top Rank significantly off of Terrence Crawford and wanted him to be out there in the forefront, they would have done that for him years ago. Terrence Crawford is a nice piece of property that they have that serves a function, and I believe the function that he serves is to attract, the black demographic who otherwise in the United States who otherwise wouldn't be watching anything under Top Rank that wasn't named Shakur Stevenson, right? So that's the number one, and then also to provide, a main event so that they can feed money off that budget to the other fighters that they're developing and that they eventually want to be a big star. So that's what Bob Arum is doing. Well, at least that's what it looks like he's doing to me. So I can't imagine him giving that fight, Terrence Crawford. I can't imagine him giving him Jose Ramirez or giving him Josh Taylor, because just the value of those guys that going down the road is higher than Terrence Crawford's going down the road. And they may think that it's higher now. Who knows what these guys thought, those guys' processes are at Top Rank. So, but let's analyze the 135 real quick. That would mean a fight with Teofimo Lopez, because or Gervonta Davis, right? Gervonta Davis and Terrence Crawford will never happen. They are radically different weight classes. As far as the Teofimo Lopez, yeah, that could happen. Like I said, when Terrence Crawford has shown enough vulnerability to have Teofimo Lopez beat him, and then Bob Arum and Top Rank can sell Teofimo Lopez is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, like they're aiming at doing anyway. So, but that's why not 135. It's just not going to happen. Now, this is what I believe is the best solution. Bud need to go up and fight Jermell Charlo. Sean Porter, my understanding is, because of what Bob Arum said, there's like, that's a really good fight, but I won't make any money on that, right? So Bob Arum doesn't want to give Terrence Crawford the opportunity to beat Sean Porter and get Sean Porter out of the way so that he can then go ahead and, make the fight with Errol Spence Jr. But Sean might forces it. People are saying Sean would force that as a mandatory. I don't believe that. Sean Porter is way too smart to take that fight as a mandatory, because the purse split is like 75-25. Right? Now, that might work for Bud, because then you could go to a bidding war, but is the PBC going to bid, or Fox going to bid on Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter? Maybe they probably would beat Top Rank in that purse bid. However, it's the WBO, so is it even really going to get there? I just don't know. I don't believe it. I think you might wind up just having Sean Porter, Bob Arum make a call, and Sean Porter magically drops out of the rankings, just like Frank Warren did for Liam Smith before Austin Trout got put out of the WBO rankings for a fight at 154 pounds, right? When Liam Smith won the belt off of when Liam Smith wound up getting a fight with Canelo Alvarez. Right, that type of thing will pop off. But the Jermell Charlo fight, Jermell Charlo's in the same situation that Bud is, in that he's one of the top fighters in the world, and he's actually in a worse situation because nobody's acting like he exists, and he is clearly one of the best fighters in the world. If Terrence Crawford is able to move up and fight and beat Jermell Charlo, if I said Jermall during this live stream at any point in time, not live stream, in this video at any point in time, it's Jermell, the 154-pound Jermell. So what else does Jermell have to do? He's cleaned out his whole division. He doesn't have anybody coming up from 147 to fight him. He has at 160, his brother's there, and his brother's having a hard time making a fight. It seems like Jermell Charlo might be, absolutely amped to get a fight with Terrence Crawford, man. Make that fight. Don't go down or even talk about going down. Talk about going up. You also have Teixeira there. If Golden Boy will feed Teixeira to Terrence Crawford, which would set it up. But, that would be too much like right. Or actually, that is something that could happen because things are too much like right. Like just having Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight, and just wrapping the whole thing up and getting it done. That would be like right. But this is boxing, and we don't deal in right. We deal in what is the best for any individual, and maybe we'll get something if everybody's interests align, which is a very rare occurrence, which is why there's very rarely super mega fights in boxing. But that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think. And with that, I'm out. Peace.